once you get money into the system, your $100 is the minimum. You can see here the different tiers, $100 to $1,000, 1,010 to 5,000. If you do this tier, you get a guaranteed 0.1% interest every day. If you do 5,010 to 10,000, you get a guaranteed 0.2% interest every day. And if you do 10,010 to 100,000 loan, you get 0.25% interest guaranteed every day. Each one of these dollar amounts also has a capital release or a term of your loan. And so if you invest, let's just say $100, you'll be able to get that $100 back after 299 days. So this right here, this part of it, this eliminates any risk. And so that just want to give you a brief overview. When you have your money in here, you can buy $100, like I said, is the minimum, and it tells you right here exactly what that's worth, 1.82 BitConnect coins. They get that number from the current value of BitConnect, which you can see right up here. It's currently 55. Let me refresh this. It might be a little low, a little different now. $54.90. So that's where they're getting that number from. But $100 you just invested in there, and then you get it to work for you. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you today, how it works for you. So I made this. Well, let me first preface this with the very wise Albert Einstein. One of his famous quotes is about compound interest. He calls it the eighth wonder of the world. And he who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. We are going to try to understand it today because it can be very valuable. And if you're like me, you want to earn it, not pay it. So let me show you the spreadsheet. There's a lot of spreadsheets out there that people have made. I really tried to develop mine, and I kind of combined several people's along with my own and put in my own calculations just to make it much more user-friendly and so you can understand it. So here's what we have. We're going to change this. So you can start with whatever amount you want. The most people that are watching this are probably going to be able to do $100. Some of you are going to be able to do $1,000. Some of you even more. But let's start small, and we'll start here with $100. There's that. You can see all the numbers are going to change as I change these things. The average interest rate. This is very important because I have 0.8. 0.8 is very conservative. I don't know if I need to be that conservative. That's the lowest that I've ever seen it go as far as an average. But if you look here, there's this volatility software. It tells you what the last 5 days of interest paid. You had 0.99, a zero. A zero is going to happen every once in a while. 0.82, a big one, 1.72, 0.95 is going to pay out today, and 0.98 will pay out tomorrow. So, but you can see right here, the last 30-day average is 0.99, so almost 1%. Again, I do like to be conservative with my money. I don't want to say here that the average is going to be 1.5 because that wouldn't be realistic. So, but let's say just 0.9. 0.9 is a good conservative number. And so this is what it does for us. We put our $100 in. Each day it's going to, again, this is an average. Some days are going to be a little less. Some days might be 0.5. Some days might be 1.5. But at the end of it all, it looks like for the last at least 30 days, and as long as I've been doing this, it's been right around this mark. So we're just going to say that each day is going to average 0.9% interest paid. So on our $100 that we invested, day one, we get 90 cents. Day two, we get 90 cents again, and it adds in. Now we have $1.80 in our lending wallet. Day three, 90 cents. Now we have $2.70. So this is going to continue to accumulate. And then, so here's the key to compounding interest. It is the reinvestment. The reinvestment is so critical to this entire program. And it's the easiest thing in the world to do. But if you don't reinvest, you're not going to have you're not going to hit your financial goals with this program. So let me show you what happens when you reinvest. The minimum reinvestment you can do. So you're getting paid out a little bit every single day. It adds up to, once it hits over this $10 mark, you can reinvest $10. So the reinvestments have to come in multiples of 10. And just so you know what's going on with my spreadsheet here, $10.80 is what you would accumulate after day 12. We invest $10 of that. We have 80 cents left over. So I threw that over here. We're going to add that 80 cents back to the next day's payout of 99. So now we reinvested that $10 now instead of just having $100 in our lending being lended out. We're now getting paid off $110. That's a very important factor with this whole thing. It's important to understand that this is right here is where the money gets very big very fast. So we take the change left over, we add it to our next day's payout. Now we have $1.79, and then we continue. Now we're getting 0.9% off $110. And then, first time it took us 12 days to get that first reinvestment. Now it took us, 10 more days to get the next reinvestment. But now we have $10 reinvested. Now we're getting paid off $120 each day. So the amount of days, as you saw the first time, was about 12 days. It gets smaller and smaller the more we go because, right here you can see day 82 roughly. We've doubled our money already. We have 100. Started with 100. Now we have 200. We're getting paid $1.80 a day on average. And look, it's only taken us about 5 or 6 days to get that next $10. Well, this will continue to decrease as we go. Right here, we're at day 128, so that's a little bit over 4 months. We have $300 invested, and that's paying us about $270 a day. Now look here, 3 days before we can reinvest. And again, it just gets smaller and smaller and smaller. Here's 6 months, 180 days. We have $470 in here right now, and paying out about $4 a day. Now look at this, almost every other day we're able to make that reinvestment. Again, just as a reminder, here we have $14.94. We can't reinvest that entire thing. We have to do multiples of 10. So we reinvest $10, and we keep the change. So the change is $4.94. We add that to our next daily payout, and now we're at $9.98, so almost $10. But again, we have to wait till that goes over. Now we have a double day. We have a consecutive day that we're able to reinvest that $10. And again, these just get closer and closer. Eventually, you'll see here. Okay, here we go. So by day 262, we are able to make an investment of $10 every single day. But look what happens. Now we're doubling up. Now we're making $11 a day, and with the change left over from the previous day, we have $20 in one day. We're able to make that reinvestment of $20. I'm just going to keep going here. So 299 days. This is the term length on a $100 investment. You can pull your $100 out if you just don't like how this program works. Maybe you just don't have the time to even watch it or do anything with it. So you take your $100 and get on down the road, or you can leave it in and just watch the money continue growing. At day 299, you're going to have about $1,370 invested, which is going to pay you out about $12 a day. Again, we're still $10. Every chance we get to reinvest, we want to reinvest. But see how the $20 are coming more and more frequent, almost every other day. Soon they're going to turn into every single day. This is beautiful. I tried to color coordinate it. I got a little carried away with some of my colors here, so bear with me. Here's a big day here, day 365, so 1 year. If you start this today, 1 year from today, you will have turned your $100 investment into almost $2,500, which is going to pay out roughly, on average, $22 a day. And you just continue to reinvest. Now look what we're doing. Now we have triple. Now we're making enough money to make $30 reinvestments. And see how long that took us to get to all 20s. Look how fast it allows us to get to all 30s. We're only 4 days and we're already pushing 30 almost every day. Look how fast that happens. This is called compounding interest. Exponential growth is another kind of term for it. And I'll show you a graph of this in a minute. But Look at that, $30. Now we're hitting 40 already. 40. By day 400, we're very close to hitting $40 a day. We've got over $3,000 invested, and this $40 just comes quicker and quicker. Now we're 40 every day. I didn't change the color at 50s, but you can see the 50s here. They jump right in and they go fast. Boom, we're already out to $50 a day. Very consistently. This is 15 months, so 1 year and 3 months. We have over $5,000 invested now. It's paying out roughly $50 a day. I highlighted the yellow here. That's when we hit $50 a day. That's a good benchmark. $50 extra a day is a lot of money to be able to play with. So, but we're reinvesting that $50 every single day. I do want to make a point here. You'll see some of these numbers on the side. I'm going to try to explain all these, but at any point, let's just start right here. You're making $50 a day. You have $5,600 invested at a 0.9% average interest rate. If you decide to just cash this out from this point on, you never reinvest, never do any of this any longer. You just put this money in your pocket or in your bank account. At the end of the year, at the end of the next 365 days, you will have over $18,000 extra in your bank account by earning $50 a day. The math on that's easy. It's $50 times 365 days, over $18,000. So, but let's keep going. I don't. If you're like me, you don't want to stop there. Let's keep going. Here's $60 a day at day 476. We're making reinvestments of $70, $80 every single day. Here, boom, we hit a $100 a day payout at 0.9% interest. This gives us we have $11,000 invested at 0.9% interest. We're getting paid $100 a day. That's an extra $36,000 a year that this is pulling in, all because of our initial $100 investment. 18 months, so 1.5 years. Really isn't that far away. And so you're going to be, if you're watching this and you're going to be thinking, man, gosh, I wish I would have started this 1.5 years ago. Because look at this, you have $12,000 invested. It's bringing in $111 a day, which if you started to cash out at this point, you'd have an extra $40,000 every year. We're just going to keep going because I know, if you're like me, you don't want to stop. Let's see, here's $200 a day. Now at day 610, you have $22,000 invested at 9.9% interest. You're making roughly, on average, $200 a day. There's your annual income. At that point, if you just decide to stop and cash this out every single day from that point forward, you're going to be bringing in $73,000 extra dollars a day. I'm just going to keep this going because I know you're all kind of looking to see what's going to happen at the end of 2 years. So 2 years is 730 days. We've reinvested every single dollar that we've brought in. We now have $65,000 being lended out. At this point, you know what? Everybody's different, but let's go ahead and cash out. Let's leave this $65,000 in there. Let's cash out each of these interest payments. About $587 a day. If we cash out that $587 every single day from this point forward, each year we're going to be making $214,000. That's crazy. One thing to keep in mind, and I'm going to show you this real quick, is this curve, okay? This curve is very critical to this entire program because, as you can see, day one is way back here, where we invested $100. Not much going on there. This goes up slowly, but look at this. We're all the way out here. This is, we get to 1,000. This is day 265, and we've got $1,000 invested. And really, we haven't seen much growth. So if you're like me, you're probably a little bit impatient when you see this opportunity to be bringing in $200,000. Gosh, look how many I could skip. If I started with $1,000 in this investment, I could skip 265 days of this entire thing. and start right here, and then it just exponentially grows. I mean, it grows so fast. Let me show you real quick. At the end of this 2-year cycle, I kind of highlighted a couple numbers here. So at day 719, we're making $532 a day. If you multiply that by 365, that's $194,000. And only 11 days later, because we reinvest all these amounts, we go from 194,000 up to 214,000 in a year. So that's a $20,000 jump in only 11 days. So imagine what would happen if you continued this going on another 11 days. You increase this by another 20 or 30,000. So that's what Einstein's talking about. That's why this is the eighth wonder of the world, because it will do wonders for your money. It allows your money to work for you. And I'm sorry this video is going kind of long. Stuff gets me excited. I did the color purple down here because purple is the color of royalty, and once you're making this much money and really not even having to work for it, you're just letting the program work itself for you. You're going to feel like royalty, and know that